Well, welcome back to episode 29 of Big Time Auto Racing. I'm Dylon Wilson here with my co-host Brandon Pierce. We're both competitors on the Z-Max Cars Tour, and we are here to talk some Hickory throwback racing today. Now, I know a lot of you guys are probably already very aware of everything that's went on this weekend. It was a wild, obviously very wild weekend. A lot of fighting going on, a lot of talking going on social media. There's been damn t-shirts made over this weekend. There's been minor league baseball teams brought into the car store because of that. I mean, just a lot of crazy stuff has happened. And we're here to talk about it tonight. And we missed an episode. So we recorded it, but had a lot of connection issues. And then life got the best of us, and I just couldn't get it done in time. So technically, we've recorded episode 29, but that's just going to be filed in the lost files, I guess, for a while, at least until I come up with a remedy to fix that and fill out a filler date. But we did record a recap on Caraway, and that was a good recap because we talked a lot about, Corey Heim flipped. There was a lot of crazy stuff going on, right? That was the last one we recorded. So, So there's a lot of good stuff in it, and we'll get back to it. Sorry, I had some, there's just a lot going on. New dad. I'm trying to get a race team going, and got a job and career, and not to mention, just plenty of stuff going on. So I didn't. It's on me. I'll take the blame on that. And also, Brandon's fucking signal sucked ass at the beach. So that's really kind of also. So it's kind of 50-50. His signal sucks at the beach.
Yeah, paradise on earth.
And I don't have the time to edit, unfortunately. When I can't find the faults in it, and I don't want to put out a bad product to y'all, so that's our excuse. Before we get in further to this episode, though, we got to give a big shout out to GeoCut Laser and Powder. GeoCutFabrication.com. You can go order on-demand laser cut parts online with a few clicks of the mouse. Fast lead times, no minimum orders, and again, that's GeoCutFabrication.com. All sorts of good stuff there, and go hit up our boy Adam. He'll get you hooked up. Literally millions of things you could think of. Brandon, if you were to build something right now, you could just 3D etch something out of metal. What the hell would you build? A new rear clip or a sign for the wall? Because I was going to say sign for the wall, but as I asked you that, I figured I was going to throw you a fucking fastball so you could say that. But no, seriously, I would take all sorts of cool shit.
I would take the rear clip, and then also if you check out Adam's page, I'm a pretty big fan of those. They're like etched smokestacks that he's got. They're like a little fire.
They're like thing. Rocket stove kind of
they're
sort of
badass.
deals. And that's super sick. We're going to need a big time auto racing one of those one day. Because we're going to have some campfires, a deer camp coming up this winter. We got all sorts of stuff going on. Cold racing's not far away, obviously. But that is not the case this weekend. Or it wasn't the case this past weekend. It was hotter than hell. Hotter than hell, as far as emotions go. Temperatures weren't that bad. This is probably one of the cooler throwback races, in all honesty, at race time that I've seen in a while. Now, I know that's easy to say when you're sitting there holding a camera. And some driver out there right now just said, I wish that dumb redneck son of a bitch would shut the hell up, because it was hot as fuck in there. And I seen that sumbitch over there hanging by the toters and the fans. It was hot. Kinda, but it was manageable. This weekend at Wilkesboro is definitely going to be hot as shit. Always is. Just how the wind blows. But no doubt, mostly emotionally, it was hot this weekend. A lot of stuff going on. Mm-hmm. Some damn bitch slaps going on track, off track. A lot of shit going on. I'm excited for this episode. I've been getting some texts lately, like, "Hey man, when's this Hickory one coming out?" I'm excited. Well, the reports are true. Also, heard a lot of rumors that the commodes weren't going to hold up this time. That the tire guys were bringing fury. And why did they do that? I don't know. They just have some kind of personal vendetta against the Hickory bathrooms. So Kevin. And everybody working at Hickory, it's the tire guys' faults. They're the one clogging the toilets. I've seen it firsthand. You can hear them. They walk different. You can tell. We'll get more into that later. But let's start off with Connor Jones did a opposite Mark Martin thing. He hit the tire pretty hard. Did you see that?
Oh yeah,
That was bad. That was scary. What a crazy hit. Now, I know I'm jumping into things, but nothing happened until that. That's the first caution of the night.
Yeah. I got to see some Snapchat photos today of that thing, and
no bueno.
She's going to the graveyard.
Going to the graveyard. So, yeah, Connor, he was okay, but it hit, obviously, passenger side. Not exactly sure what happened in the wreck. It looked like he was underneath Katie, and either they got together, not sure whose fault it was, but regardless, Connor was heading towards pit road and got it cocked sideways, and it hit the tractor tire. I've not seen that a lot. I have not seen that angle hit very often. That was a weird angle, but when you watch the replay, you can tell how it came about. And yeah, that sucks. You'd hate to see anybody get turned the other way and get slid into that thing. That'd be real ugly, and it kind of was alarming how much it crushed that cage at a pretty slow speed, to be honest. He didn't hit that hard, or he wasn't going that fast at that point.
Right.
That was a big old hit, and it damn caved that sumbitch in like nothing. I kind of thought it was going to bounce right off of it, but when I came around the corner, I was like, damn, what did he hit? He said the tractor tire. I was like, God almighty. So anyway, after that, Quaffle, he got some damage in that wreck, which might be the first time I've ever seen Carson Quaffle with damage on his race car. That's why I'm saying that. I don't know if he's ever wrecked in his life. But anyway, he got some damage after Connor Jones hit the tractor tire. Got the big stack up happened there. He got a little damage, and he kind of got pinballed around after he got that damage. He was trying to race hard still. I think Mason got into him at one point, and that kind of sent him back to Landon, and Landon got into him, and then he was racing right there, and then that's when the Landon and Grady thing happened, which, to me, raw opinion, it looked like Diaz kind of cleared himself a little bit.
Yeah, clear.
And maybe he got tight. Maybe Andrew got loose and came down. I don't know. It kind of appeared that way. I've experienced that firsthand before. No shade, just saying. I know what that looks like.
More than once. You got video evidence.
It looks like that's kind of what slowed Andrew down, which is why Landon ran through him. I can say this because I have done the same shit before. I just didn't wreck the guy ahead of me. I happened to be a little bit farther left, and I pole vaulted over Lane Ridge and Ryan Millington. I did the same thing before. That stuff. I mean, you can't see coming off a damn two very well. So I can say for sure I know Landon didn't mean to. I don't think Andrew is insinuating Landon meant to. I think he was just really pissed off and thinks that Landon should have got woed up before then. And Landon thinks Brady's crazy as hell. So it's a good back and forth, obviously, to pay attention to. As someone who has been friends with both of those guys before, I don't really like seeing those guys not like each other necessarily, but I can't say that I didn't sit there with my damn popcorn out. I'm going to be honest with everyone, just like everyone else. Just like the first time we had Grady on the podcast. When he gets out of the car, you start hearing that Jaws theme, and things are happening. Right? I was thinking the same thing. Oh shit, here it goes. And then I'm like, oh hell, he's mad at Landon. I thought he's gonna fight Diaz, but then he's mad at Landon. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna give you even more up close and personal look now. But yeah, it really just, I don't know. It's just frustrations, man. I don't really necessarily think Landon did anything wrong or Andrew as far as on the racetrack goes, but that's just part of it. It's a racing deal in my opinion, and they're gonna settle how they want to settle it. After that, the next wreck was Brandon and Trayton. Two other friends of the show, and so yeah, I mean, Brandon, obviously you had a first-hand experience there, so I mean, it was a big little shunt there. I'm sure most of you seen it. Brandon got the rear clip kind of disappeared when you hit the wall. Obviously you can kind of see Trayton's tire going down, getting into the corner, but obviously shit led to that. So, what'd you have there?
Yeah, me and Trayton talked, and probably we'll still talk some more. It was definitely a difference of opinions, but he showed me what he thought happened, and I told him what I knew happened. The most frustrating part was, and actually a friend of mine and yours, Matt Brooks, who's actually Diaz's spotter, said even that he saw it. I was actually, we came off of 4, and Trayton had already had a right front tire go down earlier in the night and had gotten his laps back and was running pretty hard.
He qualified fifth, and he had came to the field a couple times, and you were obviously aware of that.
Yeah, and so we were running 14th at the time, and so like I said, there was just under 50 to go, and I knew we were still going to get a competition caution, and so I was comfortable where we were. We had pitted a few times ourselves and made our car better. I had made a couple of different charges, and so I felt really, like I said, I was very complacent with how our car was, and you know, I'm not saying we were going to, you know, drive to the win or whatever, but I definitely think we were going to run somewhere between, I think, 7th to 9th.
Right.
Pretty easily, really, because like I said, I mean, the guys in front of us were running really hard, and we're actually starting to back up to us, and I was saving. So coming off of 4, Trayton was about, I don't know, 2 cars back, and so getting into 1, I just went ahead and stuck my hand out, and 4 gave the bottom, letting him know I was, you know, going to give it to him. So as we come off of 2, we're side by side. I still have my hand out the window, and there was a group behind us, so I wasn't just going to roll all the way out. You know, I wanted to I was just going to let him go. And unfortunately, I think he just kind of misjudged where he was at, or as far as how close he was to me. I couldn't go any tighter to the wall. I was already at the wall, and he ran into the left side skirt, and that's what cut his right front down, and then the rest everybody can see on camera as he and I get into 3. I was as high as I could go there as well. Of course, I didn't know he had a tire go down. I would have just checked up and let him roll on to wherever he went. But it was a pretty abrupt, sudden
well,
contact.
God knows after someone runs into you, you drive in 8 car lengths too deep the next corner regardless, because you're like, oh, you son of a bitch. You know, that's what I do. Yeah. If someone, you know, I just, especially, you know, so it's just part of it. But yeah, you definitely couldn't predict that happening. And
then, like I said, we hit pretty good. I actually was at the race shop today with the guys, tearing her down, getting her ready to go to surgery. So she's hurt pretty bad. Needless to say, for those wondering, we will not be racing that car for sure at North Wilkesboro. I highly doubt we will be racing that car at Ace. The plan is hopefully to get her back for Wake County, although we may think against that as well, to take a newly repaired car to Wake County. So, but
cleanest race of the year last year.
Yeah, true, very true.
I just ruined it for fucking everyone right there for sure.
Yeah,
now it's gonna be terrible. I'm not gonna.
It was unfortunate, but if you lead to the wreck after my incident, Buddy Isles caught on fire.
Yeah, that's what I was getting to. Old Buddy Isles, 41 to go. There's a big old fire. What happened there? Was there a mechanical fire?
Carson Quapelix? No, yeah.
That's right. He was mad at the 8 car. I forgot about that.
Now, he is the only fine I don't understand. And let me, me and you are here. This is what a podcast is about, right? Somebody's got to play devil's advocate. Tonight, by God, let it be me.
We're the devil.
Yeah.
Brandon's the devil. He just said it.
The only suspension that I honestly am curious about is Buddy's. Because I didn't, fine. I'm sorry. Yeah. Because he exited his race car that was on fire.
Yeah, and he kind of, what'd he do? Give somebody the bird or something?
Maybe, but
yeah.
I mean, like, if my it's on fire, I'm getting out.
Yeah. But, yeah, he was definitely backed into a corner there, literally and figuratively. He was sitting there with his car on fire.
If what I saw was correct, he didn't do that until he was at the bottom of the racetrack, right?
I don't know. I didn't see what he did to get the fine, honestly. But I guess what they expect him to do is to maybe just sit in a car that's on fire. That's probably.
I mean, I'm definitely getting out.
I'm being a smart ass, 100%. But I really don't know. Like, I mean, I didn't see what he did. But as far as I know, God dang Buddy's on fire. Cut the man a break.
Yeah.
What did he do? And flip somebody off? It depends if he flipped somebody off or if he showed his ass a little bit. You know what I mean? If he really went out there and threw some shit or something, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he let a hybrid or a Hans fly. Not to my knowledge.
That's a one-race automatic, right? If you got there and let a Hans fly.
Yeah.
So I guess it's, that is what it is. But anyway, sorry to see that for Buddy. Car got tore up. It was an Earnhardt car. Earnhardt throwback
good-looking car. It was a good looking car.
The Connor ran down after that. I mean, first of all, we didn't mention that Ryan Millington basically has dominated this entire race to this point. Nobody's touched him.
He went hard.
Yeah, he went hard.
He didn't. He ran his race.
Yeah, the Hickory. It was definitely a quick pace deal. I think with it being 125, I think Ryan.
The only thing that probably
would hold up pretty good as long as the sidewalls don't blow out.
The only thing that probably had a tougher night than myself, Connor Jones, and Andrew Grady from a wrecked race car standpoint of view, and Deke. I feel bad for him.
There's a couple other people that had even rougher night, I'd imagine, but I won't say their name publicly.
But was the good old tractor tire, because I'll let you take it, but she got plowed again.
Yeah, well, so Connor ran down Ryan. Ryan has dominated this entire race, and with there wasn't many to go. Like it took him a while. It's like 6 or 7 to go. I think he finally got within a car length or so, and raced him pretty clean. I don't know if they made contact until Connor got position on him, got underneath him. At least that was the only contact. Let's call that proverbial position. Now I don't know. Everybody's idea of position on someone is different. So don't, but the Connor was within a car length, about 6 to go, and from there picked him up. You kind of see it coming from that point, right? He
started working him.
I was watching it with 5 to go. I mean, I've got it pulled up now. With 5 to go, he looked to the inside, literally with 5 to go, going down the back stretch, and I don't think touched him until. Coming to the white flag.
Or coming to the white, yeah.
Coming to the white flag, he sailed it off into 3, washed up a little bit in the center, got into him. Ryan got real sideways, saved it. Ryan gives him a shot going back into 1. Connor saves it and gets about a car length gap. At this point, Ryan's eyes are bright red. He closes 2 car lengths into the center and moves him, or wrecks him. And Connor did a great job of keeping the car going and not, because the reason I know this is I was standing right there at the tractor tire videoing, allegedly, and there was, I seen it all happen, but Connor kept the damn thing going. I don't know where he crossed the line at. Now, there's a lot of arguments online about Connor necessarily crossing the line for 3rd, or did he cross the line before the caution or after the caution?
Right.
Judging by the replays, it looks like he didn't cross the line before the caution, and since he was the cause of the caution, even though the leader had crossed the line, technically he should be to the tail end of the lead lap per the results, since the leader has already took the checkered.
Something
That's how
tells
it works
me
on paper.
Yeah, something tells me Mr. Kip's going to be having a nice, long, lengthy conversation with me, you, and our fellow competitors, because we got a nice email today with a how do I want to say this and not step on it here? A very political, maybe is the best way to put it, explanation. Or
a politically correct way.
Yeah, well, because I think what you said there was best. I mean, I was out of the race.
That's common sense, but it's not necessarily that they're doing it wrong or right. Yeah. It's just it's tough to call, man. It's a tough call to make in that time period.
I've been on this tour full time since 2018.
Yeah,
there has been other incidents like this, and unfortunately, and this is nothing against Connor, I would say this regardless of who it was. Hell, it could be me or you. I don't really care. If you're a part of the caution, or therefore you are the caution, it's kind of black and white, you know?
Yeah.
So
here's a cool comparison. Last year when we Tokyo drifted and tried not to die coming to the checkers, they should have threw the caution.
Yeah.
But I lost a gear there and got passed by Chase Burrow right at the line. And they gave Chase the damn spot.
Yep.
And there was a wreck in front of us, sitting there in the middle of the track.
Yeah. Literally.
So yeah, there's a little bit, and we can pull up a vlog or replay or whatever and show that. So it's just, I think that's where the confusion's from drivers. There's a little bit of inconsistency in that in regard. I mean, I'm not trying to,
as far as the racer IQ for Connor,
but it's just part of it.
But hell of a job, like you said.
I was about to say, at the end of the day, that's the same conversation I had with somebody else earlier. I was like, at the end of the day, whatever these rules are or are not, whoever they benefit, regardless, Connor Hall was driving his ass off trying to win, got dumped, had the mental fortitude to keep the car going, tap the fence, never quit, do a burnout all the way, and finish the race. I don't know where he crossed the line still, like if it was third or fourth or whatever. It was somewhere. I seen it. He got across the line fast. No, not that. Oh yeah. Not that I'm the guy that's making the call here, obviously. But yeah, I mean, I think everybody's seen it. Like obviously, that was a little bit of driving that he did there, and I think anybody can respect that. So whether the call's right or wrong on paper, Connor crossed the line before 14th. I know that for damn sure.
Connor
now
Spotter
the caution, one of those deals.
Connor Spotter Bo's been doing this a long time, like a lot of our spotters. I know pretty good and well. Now I haven't spoke to Bo, so I may be speaking on false pretense here, but I highly doubt it. I'm sure he knew it was coming. I mean, I think all of us could see.
Yeah.
I mean, that Ryan was going to drive. I mean, and hey, let's give props where props is too. And I don't think he was saying it trying to be an asshole. Ryan said, right, wrong, indifferent, whether I did or I didn't, I felt like I got used up. Yeah. So I made the decision that he was not going to win. And I can respect that. Like, whether you want to call Ryan dirty, and I'm not saying either one of us are, we're speaking to an audience here.
Yeah, so that was definitely my next point. My next note was, before we get too far into this conversation, was Ryan Millington's a badass. First of all. Before you guys want to call him dirty and say that it was a cheap shot and whatever, and that he's an idiot for not. Ryan knew the implications. I hope you guys understand that. I hope that we all
pretty much do.
That Ryan knew he would not win for wrecking him. The reason Ryan that is like Brandon just said, whether you sitting on your couch listening to this right now or in your truck or whatever, whether you think it's right or wrong, Ryan Millington doesn't give a f***. He thinks that he was right in that moment, and that's why he made that decision. And he ain't going to post shit about Twitter or Facebook on it, and he's going to show up to fucking Wilkesboro next week, and things will be just fine, and he'll probably be in contention. And that is not me sticking up for somebody that I think's a good driver or a cool guy, a local guy, whatever. That's just it's refreshing to see that. It's refreshing to see somebody not get out of the car and want to fight and argue and bitch and complain and just like we need some more of that every now and then. It's
absolutely. You said it best.
And whether Ryan did he wreck the shit out of Connor? Obviously.
Yeah.
Did Connor use him up before that? Hell yeah. And maybe Ryan's given Connor a million breaks in his life, and he said he expected one there, and he didn't get one. So part of it.
I'll be honest with this too. Like Dylan touched on perfectly. Millington dominated this race, folks. He said it in his interview that he felt like, on the schedule, this was probably one of his better chances to win this year. They were fast all weekend. I can't remember exactly where he qualified, Dylan. But
I've been picking the son of a bitch to win every week.
Yeah, I think he qualified third, or pretty darn near close to there. Yeah. And, my thing is, me and you've been racing a long time. I'll go as far to say this, I don't even think that Ryan meant for Connor to hit anything. Let's think about where he turned him at. But like you said, we all know that if you go off in the corner, the car store has made it pretty clear, and you just deliberately turn somebody around from behind them. You're not side by side with them. You go off in there to their bumper cover and you turn them around. You're not going to win the race. Yeah. But you and I can speak as racers that, like you said, Ryan had made the decision, okay, bud, that's fine. I'm not going to win this race, but neither are you.
Yeah.
So see you later.
Yeah, and I think that's just the badassery of it, and I don't think that that's the way to race every time, obviously, and that is not how Ryan Millington races every time, because we all have seen Ryan race. That's not what he does. It's just one of those things. It's easy to sit there and say on Twitter about how shitty a driver is, how dirty he is, and blah, blah, blah. He never deserves anything. You see him wreck one guy. Well, guess what? Ryan Millington don't care. He does not see that shit. And he's going to race next week. And that's what we need. You know, I like it. I'm not saying every damn driver needs to not care and be like that, but it's good for the sport. And, you know, shout out Ryan Millington for doing your thing. Now, did I think it was necessarily right? Did you think it was right? Maybe not. But, you know, he did. And that's what's cool about it. It's just like a damn, whatever you believe in, you believe in. Be proud of it and wear it.
Yeah, and I talked to Connor, you talked to Connor, you've done decals for Connor, I talked to Ryan. I'll just say this. I feel like there's kind of an unwritten racer's code. Kind of like bro code, right?
Yeah.
That we all kind of know the deal, right? And I think you and I, being that our viewpoints on most things are pretty similar, I think that was a perfect example of that Saturday night.
Yeah.
What happened coming to the white happened. And I think Millington's little shot into one was kind of a warning shot, like you better get away, or when I get to 3, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And Connor wasn't able to get away.
Yeah.
And Ryan drove it off in there. And
well,
it was such a graceful spin. It just, unfortunately for Connor, the tractor tire happened.
And I got some good pictures of it and stuff, and I posted them. Hope y'all seen them, but it was, I don't know, man. It just felt like poetry a little bit. It was cool. Now, Connor, I don't know if he listens. If he's listening to this, he's like, well, screw those guys. They're sitting there talking about how cool Ryan is. God dang. I made a badass move for the win. Got wrecked like hell, and, you know, just part of it. You know, sometimes there's victims, there's casualties to be had, you know. It's just a cool. It was a badass race between the two best cars at the end of the night, and arguably the two best drivers, and it was it was cool to see. And I know, obviously, you know, most of the time we're watching Connor and Butterbean slug it out, but it was nice to see you know, somebody else up there and not take no shit. And whether Connor's move was right or wrong, I didn't see no reason that the Connor's move would be considered dirty at all. I thought it was for the win, and it was, and he knew it. Like you said, though, Ryan gave him a shot back, a warning shot. You better get away. You better make it through this corner, because if not, I'm going to get you. And sure enough, he did, and that's part of it. So it's good, and it's cool.
To counter that before we move on, like Connor, I mean, I've said this to anybody who's asked me the last I would say really since Dominion, when he finished second to Butterbean, because Butterbean was in his own zip code that night, but Connor started kind of deep in the field, mid-pack. I think he qualified about 14th or 16th to be exact, which at Dominion's kind of far back. I mean, it's hard to pass. And he finished second. And so I said that night, I said the best car here besides the 03 was clearly the 22. And since then, they've kind of went on a tear. So where I'm getting at with that, I mean, Connor Hall and the Nelson group has been the most on fire, hottest group, you know, I would say the last 2 months, month and a half. And I mean, it shows. I mean, not like it's breaking news or anything. If you're a race fan or a racer, you saw the news today that Connor's going to get his chance. He's going to run a truck race next weekend at Richmond for McAnally, and kudos to Connor and congrats on that. You know, that's cool to see another, you know, car store competitor of ours getting a shot at the next level. So, you know, he's been on fire this year and showing to people, as he likes to say, that national championship was not a fluke. He's in contention to win the car store championship this year, and hell, I think he's even still in the running to win the national championship again this year.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't be surprised. But what we are forgetting here is that Ronnie Bassett Jr. was awarded the win. Now, obviously, Ronnie did not cross the line first per se. Crossed it second, but obviously Ryan was DQ'd due to the him wrecking Connor, and Ronnie Bassett Jr. inherited the win. But that was no fluke. Ronnie was up in the top 3, 4, 5 really the whole night. The reason I know this for sure is because for the first 100 laps, I was like, who in the hell was in that silver car? I have no idea who that is. Like, I could not figure it out. And finally, I'm like, who is that? I don't know why. I thought it was like Jared Fryer or something. Now, that's Bassett. I'm like, oh, God. Well, that makes sense. And so once I figured out it was Bassett, then I paid more attention. But, yeah, he was up there all night, and throwback race will throw you off. I'm just going to get that out there, guys. I had no idea who hit the tractor tire when they hit it. Didn't know who it was. Didn't know who Ronnie was for a while. It's
Connor.
and the reason is because I don't look at Facebook, and some of these guys only post on Facebook, and I don't, Anyways.
Well, let's just call it like it is. You're not throwing any shade at anybody, but if it ain't a one wraps, you don't really give a shit.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I just, sometimes it's hard to realize who's who out there when there's all these throwbacks. Pro late models, I have absolutely no idea who's who.
God almighty, yeah.
Late model stocks, though, I
mean,
do.
Nothing against him. He's one of my former teammates. But Jonathan Schaefer was driving the 46 Cole Trickle scheme all weekend, and I didn't know until I looked at Race Monitor
right
25
now,
to go, standing on top of my trailer with Landon.
Right now is the first time that I was made aware of that. I swear to God. Anyway, yeah, so it was a wild night. Ronnie Bassett Jr. ends up with the win. That was a very popular win for the garage. I think anybody was happy to see that. He's a big family man, brings the whole family to the racetrack. As a new dad, I respect that a lot. He's always had his boys with him at the track and stuff. So it's neat to see that, and it's neat to know that it's possible to do that. I guess that me and Ronnie. I want to
say one thing about that.
Me and Ronnie are pretty similar in age, so it's cool to see the. Bringing kids around and stuff, and probably something I'll be doing in the next couple of years with Wilkes and whatnot.
Them two boys are a joy to be around on the weekends, like a lot of our other competitors and families, but them two together it's just something I don't really know how to put it. I mean, I'm sure you can, you kind of take a glance that way and see them doing something, or like around intros or something, and it just makes you laugh. I mean, they love being at the racetrack, and they're fun to be around. Ronnie and them were actually our pit company this weekend. They were parked right beside us, so that was really cool. To see them win another family-run team, small team, single car team, and so they've had a rough year. I remember me and you talking.
First of all, at Dominion, we done said this shit.
Yeah.
Play the clip. Yep. Somebody play the clip. Somewhere at Dominion, we said, or I think I said, Ronnie Bassett Jr. didn't make this race, but he'll probably win one now. He'll win a race. And sure enough. So I'll go back and find the clip and probably add it on this podcast just to show the proof.
Yep.
But yes, anyway, congrats to Ronnie Bassett Jr. and that whole team. It's good to see the good guys win.
Speaking of
obviously it was a great race, and it wasn't necessarily maybe the way he wanted to get his first win, but that was a well-earned win and an absolute real authentic win that is well-deserved and well-earned, and looking forward to probably not the last one, so might get him on a hot streak. We need another guy up there breaking some damn streaks, so I'm glad to see somebody else win.
Speaking of the pros, we don't talk about them much, but while we're on the topic of it, because I think you had got there by then, right? You had to be. Yeah, you were there.
Yeah.
Hell of a pro finish, too.
Yeah, the pros were 3 wide and damn slinging doors, and Renfrew won, right?
Yeah, I thought Caden Quapple was going to have it won about 4 different times, but then to counter that, there was 4 different times that I thought Connor Jones was going to front and rear clip his shit.
I'll tell you what, the place to watch it was going into turn 3. Me and Moonhead stood there courtside and was in fear of our life because god dang, them pros come off a honking 3 wide and beating doors, and you start seeing them fenders jump up, and you're like, yep, that's coming for this chain link for sure. That is not holding that car in. Anyway, it was fun to watch there. The pros were a pretty good race. It's maybe, it's intense for sure. I'm not sure it would have been a race that I would like to bring my car in, but it was definitely a show. There was a lot of penalties after this weekend, Brandon. They announced today. Do you have a list of those penalties that came up? There's a lot of penalties came out. How many different penalties were sent out? Like
let's
6?
See.
6, 7?
Grady, Painter, Chris Courtney was those 3. You got Buddy. Was it 5? 5
A
or
lot
6,
of suspensions. A lot of
Because
suspensions.
speaking of Millington, what did he get? Probation? What did they do?
Maybe. I don't know. I guess you kind of have to if something like that happens. But
Yeah.
so if he does it again, he's suspended or whatever. But yeah, a lot of penalties handed out, mostly for fighting and antics. Couple crew guys got suspended. Some of them warranted, some of them maybe not. That's up for everybody's opinion. It's just that's just part of short track racing, man. I don't know what to tell you. I can't speak on it much. I didn't see a lot, as you guys know.
Yeah,
I was nowhere near anything. I just hanging out, watching racing.
Dale said it best on his podcast yesterday, maybe, I guess. And me and you can talk about this because, well, hell, this is our podcast, so we say whatever the hell we want. There is the happy medium between viewership and not letting things get out of hand. And I'm not trying to directly quote Dale, but that's pretty much what he said. And I think that's what this did, right? Like, do we want to see the fighting and stuff? No, I don't. None of us here, whether it's our enemy or not, we don't want anybody to get hurt. Is it good every now and then? Yeah, because like anybody watching this right now that says that they didn't enjoy or tune into the next race when Ross Chastain landed a good one on Noah Gragson, a liar.
Everybody stands up when you see a fight. Get closer to the TV.
When Bubba went after Larson, same thing. I mean, when Daniel Hemrick and Noah got into it, same thing. Like,
my opinion is, you got to have penalties because you don't need this shit happening every week. But
you got to set a precedent.
$500 and a one race suspension ain't that harsh if you get your licks in. It's just part of it. That's part of short track racing. Violence isn't good. Violence isn't the way to answer everything. But sometimes dumb people get in your face, and there's really not a lot of shit you can do besides defend yourself. And sometimes that's the case. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's not warranted. This weekend at Hickory, some of it was, some of it wasn't. I had friends involved. I had no, people. There's just it's a wild deal. Everybody has their own opinion. Nowadays on social media, everybody thinks they know exactly how they would have handled that situation. But whenever you're in the heat of the moment, that's just part of it. I just think that sometimes tempers are going to happen. And in order to keep things regulated, you're going to see fines. You're going to see suspensions. If not, it promotes that way of life. And that's not necessarily the way to do it. No matter how much you like to fight, no matter how much you think it's okay to break somebody's damn nose because they wrecked your car, whether you think it's right or wrong, I'm not saying I do, I'm not saying I don't think it is or think it is right or whatever. It's just one of those things, and that's just racing. And I think that's a common phrase, but at the end of the day, I think we probably can all agree that shit happens, and people move on, people grow up, people get better, some get worse, but at the end of the day, we move on to Wilkesboro, and Wilkesboro is coming right up. I don't know if, this year, I've got to run on Wilkesboro like damn 4 times this year. I tested early this year, then got to practice one day, then tested a few weeks ago, and then now we're
a couple times and ran it on foot. Took the off guard out there.
We've got some laps there this year, so I feel good about that. We'll get into a little bit of preview action. I think so. I read an article today that says they're expecting around a little over 40 cars. So I'm not sure exactly what that means. If that means it'll be 43, if that means it'll be 38, or what the entry list actually is, or whatever.
Well, so the entry list was 42. The only one I can tell you right now of the 42 that pre-entered that I know for certain that won't be there is Peyton Sellers.
Yeah. So
actually, that's
really
a lie.
What their car count's going to be, but literally anything over 30 cars.
Peyton Sellers and Katie Hettinger will not be at Wilkesboro.
Okay. So we do not know necessarily if there's going to be cars sent home yet or not. I'd imagine there probably will be enough to send cars home. But Wilkesboro is a very big commitment, especially if you haven't got the tests. It's the Cars Tour. So, I don't foresee you seeing 90 cars like you see in Martinsville. It's just a little bit different scenario here. However, the events, promotions, all that good stuff will not lack at all. So we're going to talk a lot about that. We got a go-kart race on Friday night. coming up on 45 minutes in the episode here. So before we get into all that, let's do a little bit of the ratings on the Hickory Motor Speedway, because Hickory last year and this year so far, they've already been rated this year, right? One time.
Yes, they have.
And that rating so far was a 7.2. So Hickory had a good rating earlier this year. However,
Hitters are gonna bring her down this time.
However, we did have some shitter issues this time, but it looked like a damn blast to race. And since I was there, I am going to be a pretty heavy force in this rating scale.
Time, damn it.
So, fun factor. We'll make this quick and easy this time, so we don't spend too much time on ratings. But fun factor, 1 through 10, Brandon. How much fun was the track to race on this time? You feel like you could pass, or how was it?
Yeah, until I got wrecked.
Yeah, well, up until then, did you feel like it was one of those nights where you had to move somebody, or you feel like you could
no bullshit. Position? No, I think I've always said, dude, about Hickory, it is a 2-groove racetrack. I mean, yes, the bottom is faster, but like I've never went to Hickory and be like, damn,
it's faster if you use the whole racetrack on exit, but soon as you get somebody above you, it's slower.
Yeah, so like, I mean, yes, you could pass. I had made all the passes I had made without touching anybody. So, I would say as far as fun, to be fair, I'll go. I mean, I did get wrecked. So, like, but throwing that out, I'd say an 8. There was plenty of, like, even if there wasn't a lot of lead changes, like, I think sometimes maybe we let that.
Yeah, I was going to say anything below an 8 would probably be a little low, just because of it was a damn good race, and we got to see Tawner run somebody down, got to see a little bit of tire saving action, but not too often.
I think an 8 is respectable.
8's very fair. All right, track atmosphere, fan turnout. The stands were full. I did see that. They had a good autograph session set up, as the Throwback always does. Now, most of the time, the Throwback seems like a bigger event, and I think the reason that maybe it was toned down a little bit is just because Wilkesboro's next weekend, and maybe that takes away a little bit of the magnitude of it. People are kind of prepping their cars for it a little bit. Maybe you'll see some guys maybe not necessarily race it because of that. Maybe I'm just speaking for myself, but for the most part, it just seems like it maybe wasn't we had a theme last year. This year it was just run what you want to. It was a little more structured last year. So I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I kind of like being able to run what you want to do. It's been fruitful for me. We won 2 in a row at 1 wraps for the best appearing car, the beauty contest. So happy with that. Won at the Landon this year, obviously, and myself last year. So I love the Throwback race and very appreciative of it. And I think it should always be at Hickory just because it's always been there. It's an old racetrack. It fits the theme so well. So yeah, I feel like, and I'm just trying to, I guess, sway you, but events, promotions, and the only thing that sucks at Hickory's trackside, there's really no trackside parking.
Yeah.
You can't do no trackside, but they did have a concert going on up there with a guy that could sing like hell. Sounded really good from the pits. I could not obviously go up there, but he sang the national anthem as well. Kind of reminded me of like Jamie Johnson or something. Had a little twang to him. Sounded good.
Yeah.
So I was a fan. So I thought the track atmosphere was great. How what do you think, 1 to 10? Where are you ending up on the track atmosphere number?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna give that 8 as well. Just like crowd's always great. I think at the Throwback. Only reason I didn't give it any higher this year is kind of like what you said, which I hate to do, but I think that's just me and you being fair, right? We can't be biased. So I think some too of what kind of dialed it back a little bit. Early on in the week, they were calling for some rain. Yeah. Luckily, or I guess you could say luckily, unlucky for some of us, but that came Friday at the end of practice.
Yeah, it was a little scary.
Come up a storm pretty good. Yeah, so a
lot of tracks in the area canceled too, so it was.
Yeah, but I got to see some great friends and family that I haven't seen in a long time. So obviously I'm being a little biased on that, but it's just, man, it's always a cool race, right? Like you said, I think this year not really having a theme. I liked, if I had the time and resources for this particular event, I would have loved to have done it. Because I think for us drivers, that allows us to get a little more creative with it.
Yeah.
But I just think for a lot of us, I mean, I know I can speak specifically on myself. The logistics in it with me running the Hampton Heat the week before, and then Wilkesboro coming up, and then taking into account what if you wreck a carb. So, like for example, what I did, it's just a lot, man. Normally in years past we haven't had that back to back, so that made it a little tough logistically this year. But still a great turnout. I thought they promoted it, really good and really great fan turnout, and nobody can say they went home and was unentertained.
Oh yeah, sure. The entertainment factor was like a 10. So yeah, that definitely 8 is well warranted. So up next we got facilities. So the lighting infrastructure, the eye appeal, the infield elbow room, the spotter stands. Now obviously doing this blind and not looking back what we rated earlier this year on facilities. So just kind of, this is the second time we've been here. We've the pit road being repaved is very nice. It made stands a lot easier. The spacing is so much better. It's just nicer in general.
Awesome to have lines.
It's nice that the whole pit road access, all the way to the
tech.
To tech, yeah, all the way to tech. So it's nice to have that, and just way more roomy. Just it gives you a lot more. There's a lot more organization with the lines and then the spacing and everything. So it just seems to work out way better. And so the infield was great. Now the racetrack itself obviously is still bumpy and hasn't been paved or anything like that. So, but that's kind of besides the point. But lighting and infrastructure, the lighting's great at Hickory. I've never had any issues there. Infrastructure wise, obviously it's a little ran down, a little old, a little vintage. Tech shed's a little old. Concession stands a little old. Not too many modern features down in the infield, that's for sure. And even in the stands and stuff, it's definitely dated, but effective. Dated but effective for sure. The eye appeal is definitely there if you have a vintage eye. I mean, I wouldn't say it's it's a modern metropolis by any means, but it's definitely has a nostalgic look and gives you a little bit of comfort when you get to go hang out there. And infield elbow room's tremendous in my opinion now compared to what it used to be and compared to some other racetracks. Spotter stand, it's been the same for years. I wouldn't say it's the nicest thing in the world, but usually a pretty decent view up there depending on how they park people. But I think they have kind of understood the system these days, and they know where to park certain trailers to not block the view off the bottom of 2. And they do the tire setup shit down there in 2 now. So, or they've kind of done that for a while. So for the most part, I feel like spotter stand's fine. So 1 to 10, Brandon, what'd you end up with on the old facilities?
So for facilities, I'll go 7. Just because, like, kind of what you were saying. I mean, look, not hating on them.
Fair. I mean, it's definitely not pristine by no means.
Yeah, I enjoy the history of Hickory, right? I mean, I think any of us, if you're a racer, regardless of what you think of the place, or if you're like, man, that really could be nicer. Yeah, it could. But you know what? Me and Dylon are an advocate of short track racing. And so us sitting here bitching and complaining and nitpicking every single racetrack is just going to continue to close the doors, right? I mean, like, look at Greenville Pickens right now. An ungodly number for sale from the rumblings that I've heard. And I'm just using that as an example,
Yeah.
There's things that about every short track we go to that you could make better, and that's why me and Dylon do this. It's just something fun and different for us to do. But I enjoy the history of the place. Yes, there's things that could be better, but I will tip my cap to Kevin and his staff and management there at Hickory.
Yeah,
the improvements
with the infield not being paved, it would be like a 5 probably, honestly.
Absolutely, 100%, 100%. And like, I'll go as far to say this, man. When that storm come up Friday, pit road floods way less now.
Oh yeah, way
with
better.
The new pave job. Like there was still puddling, but I mean, there wasn't no damn lake down there in turn 1 like there normally is.
Yeah, it's a lot better. So 7, solid score for facilities. Down up next, bathrooms and concessions. So in the bathrooms,
I'm gonna let you handle this one.
Elbow room cleanliness, shitter comfort. Now we also combine this with concessions, and that is because most of these racetracks share a shitter and concessions. Does that sound nasty? Maybe. Is there center blocks in between? Yes, and there's no hazard. It's all good. Don't worry. Maybe just a twitch smell.
Yep.
Hickory did do renovations to the bathrooms, which is nice. There was, they threw down some nice spackle epoxy floor, which is good, and or what's it called? Fucking the grit or what?
Yeah,
or
no, I know what you mean. Everybody knows what you mean. Yeah,
I don't know if it's spackle, but it's whatever it is. That shit.
Yeah.
The stuff in the ground, it's all flakes, maybe flakes.
Yeah.
The drown. It's a lot more grippy. Can't say I went in the women's, but the men's has been renovated and the stalls are taller. There's locks on each stall. Big deal, huge deal. That makes a big difference. Now, here's where we run into some problems. Here's where issues arise. The damn tire guys or whoever, I'd like to say that I've made a truce with some of these tire guys because some of them has came up to me and said, "Man, I really, it ain't us. It ain't us. It's I don't, I think it might be the spotters, right? I think it might be, who knows? Could just be the crew, regular crew guys. There's a difference between tire guys and crew guys. All right, we all know it. And the damn tire guys, they're the ones that always eat all the damn breakfast. They eat all the breakfast because they're there the earliest. And they're always, usually tire guys are kind of, they just got something about them that's just a little off. And typically, they're the ones eating all the breakfast. And they'll damn drink the first few drinks of the day. And by God, from 8 o'clock until 11, it's that damn shitter at Hickory's getting annihilated.
Yep. Just a full-on.
And the problem is there's only, two or three toilets in there. And that's a sufficient amount in most places in America. Problem is there's 60 damn teams racing the throwback race, and there's 60 sets of damn tire guys, and usually there might be 2 tire guys a team. You don't know. So yeah, you could see 120 guys taking huge dumps because every one of them. You can just imagine. So I can only, I would blame it on them. I would say they're a partial factor to it. Now it was rough. There was no chance to do the deed if you needed to. At least in my opinion, I deemed it uninhabitable for sure.
For our viewers, did you or did you not witness some white cap shit mountains?
Yes, there was the snow cap shit mountains were in effect. Live breaking news: snow cap shit mountains were at Hickory this past weekend, and I would not go on those slopes, folks. They were stanky.
Say it again. Would you say you deemed it what?
I deemed it uninhabitable. You didn't want it to be. So that's just part of it. That's not the only bathroom that gets that way. I don't know what it had to do with. Maybe it rained too much the day before. Damn sewage blocked up. I don't know what happened, but had to be the tire guys. Can't really put it on them. Now, besides the bathroom. Now, I wouldn't say the bathroom's terrible. It's made improvements, but we still got to work on the snow-capped shit mountains there. They happen all the time. Mount Hickory is a brutal one. Food quality and menu items are right here after the shit talk. Now, don't get me wrong. Hickory is a very basic menu item choice. But by God, it gets the job done. Every time I get a little hungry at the racetrack and I want to snag me some tenders or some fries, a little drink, maybe a candy bar or anything like that, they've got you covered. Cash only, prices are cheap, just legit. Really can't beat it. So the spotter stand, the concession stands aren't necessarily state of the art, nor is the bathroom. And I'd venture to say maybe a few decades behind. However, gets the job done. Effective. If you need to make it number 2, not the greatest place for it, but if you need to take it number 1, you're all right. Yeah, just beat the tire guy. It's the damn tire guy's fault. On a weekly show, it's fine. It's never no problems on weekly shows. I'll even be a frequent user if I have to be. On a damn car store race, the damn tire guys get a hold of it, game over. Game over. As soon as they get a hold of it. So anyway, since I was in contention for this, I probably frequented the bathroom and concession stands way more than you did on race day.
Absolutely.
Man, I'm gonna be fair with it. I'm gonna give it. Well, this is I did get a big report. I got 2 reports.
Boy,
I got one.
I
got a couple reports. There was one,
we did.
One report of
MB
of a
is that what
lock.
we're
There's
talking about?
one report of a lock mechanism. Like, hey, this thing works. We're good. I'm like, good. That's good to see. I went and tested that. All 3 of them, great shape. Otherwise, there was reports of snow-capped shit mountains, an unbelievable stench, but he had to do it anyway. There was no other option. And the job was done effective, he said. He said things worked out good for him. I don't want to put him out there too much, but he said things worked out. It just was a rough 20 minutes, a lot of sweat involved. And so I'm going to give it a 5. I'm going to be fair. I'm going to give the place a 5. I think that is very fair.
Yeah.
It's fair.
Yeah.
5 is a little high maybe. I was going to say 4.
No,
the only reason I give it a 5.
If you got locks, you're getting 5.
Yeah, I was about to say the locks make a big difference.
Yep.
Even if the toilet's clogged and you got a lock, upper decker it is. Upper decker it is. You know what I mean? Yeah, whatever. On the way, man, I don't know if that part will make the podcast. Upper deckers, if it locks and it's clogged, upper deckers.
Upper deckies.
The upper deckies. So 5 on that. Surrounding area. So we got Hickory. Hickory, North Carolina. Got the food, nightlife, hotel, shit to do in the area. I like Hickory. Hickory's a good place. Obviously, kind of home base. Plenty of restaurants.
We can rate it this week. Me and the wife met you and the wife.
Yeah, went out and had dinner. There's plenty of places to go in Hickory. I wouldn't say it's the most happening spot in North Carolina, but it is. But
hey, man, sometimes that's nice. When we have a busy day at the track, you don't necessarily want to be going out in the busiest city, right?
Yeah,
so
it's nice. It's quiet. Yeah. It's quiet. It don't necessarily. It ain't no damn Winston-Salem, but it's also no damn Florence. So it's I'm okay with Hickory. It's better than some places we go to, and I would give it a high score. But since you're the out of towner, Brandon, what are you gonna give the surrounding area?
You know what? I'll go 8. I mean, I think it's fair. Like I said, went to man, I don't think I'll ever fucking call it Hickory Social House. That just sounds wrong.
Bootlegger's way cooler. Bootlegger's definitely way cooler of a name, and
got a banging Cajun chicken pasta. Got that again.
Yeah. After all this scoring and all this math that we've done, and earlier this season we rated this place, this Hickory Motor Speedway, we rated it a 7.2, and this time final score 7.2. 7.2 again. So Hickory stays even at 7.2, which is a good score. So honestly, nice, accurate score.
Got to be up from last year.
Definitely up from last year. Last year was a 6.3. So definitely up from last year. Good score for Hickory. Final score for the year, 7.2. So it stays in the 7s. Obviously awesome score. Good to see Hickory making improvements and getting into the 7s. Well earned. I know that maybe 7 people care about this rating system, but it means a lot to us. So seeing Hickory up in the 7s, pretty badass. Shout out Hickory. They obviously made a lot of improvements over the last years or last year really, and well deserved 7. Anyways, let's get back into North Wilkesboro. We got North Wilkesboro coming up this Saturday night. It is Wednesday. It's nearly Thursday night. Or Thursday morning, I should say. We're not far away. And it's another 125 lapper. Not a lot of gimmicks in this race. We stay on one set of tires the whole time. We're expecting probably around 40 cars, I'd imagine. I'd say somewhere around 40 is probably the number. You may see more, you may see less, you may see way more. I don't know. But I would say somewhere in
not.
Yeah, right. I'd say somewhere in that ballpark is probably what we'd be expecting. Which should, I don't know if we'll be sending cars home or not. I would imagine, I would be surprised if not, but we'll see.
Quick math is 36 on time.
Yeah.
And you're going to have 4 provisionals. So
right.
That would put us at the number 40.
Mm-hmm.
Which by my math, for the names that have been announced, that's where we're currently sitting.
Yeah.
If you take out Katie and you take out Peyton, that puts us at 40.
Yeah, we're, there's a lot of cars.
Yeah,
But
me and you've been doing this a long time. There's always somebody.
yeah, somebody
Could be
people will
one, could
show
be
up.
five.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
that
could see
show up.
people back
So,
out. You see people show up. You
yep.
don't know.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna make a little friendly wager here. I'm gonna say there's gonna be 41 cars on the property.
Yeah, I would say that's.
Or let me rephrase that: 41 late models. I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm gonna say 40. I'm gonna say 44.
Okay.
I'm saying 40. Well, I'll set the over under at 44 and a half. Or
You
43 and a half. I'd take the over.
Okay.
Or
What
let's
about
set it at
pros?
42 and a half. You can take the under. I'll take the over.
What about pros? You think they're gonna hold steady at 34? I think it's 34. That's what I saw.
Yeah, I'd say it'd probably hover right there around that. Maybe see more, maybe see less. Just depends. I don't know.
It's a good field though. 34. That's a lot of pros.
Oh yeah, that's plenty. That's plenty of pros. Very much plenty. Yeah. So Wilkesboro, obviously, very important race to me. We've already done a Wilkesboro preview episode this year, so I'm not gonna sit here and spend a lot of time talking about like.
Yeah, that one was very, very soggy for all of us.
Soggy weekend, got rained the hell out. Didn't really.
I mean, from
much.
Fucking Tuesday till about 11 a.m. About the time me and you walked out of the campers Sunday briefly, and I mean briefly because then we both said nope, not long enough, going back in.
Yeah, it was it turned into no racing and just a party week, and that was much needed, I guess, but not definitely not the way to live life.
Thank God it's only for 7 days.
Yeah,
6 days.
So Wilkesboro is going to be cool, and obviously it's the most important race of the year for me. It's my Daytona 500. It's my, I can sit here and say these damn things every damn time. I can do these interviews and tell people how much it means to me, but it really don't mean shit until I go out there and do something. And I'm tired of not doing anything. And this is I don't know what's going to happen Saturday, but I'm going to give it everything I can give it, and I don't know what I have because I haven't raced this year yet. So it'll be it's a tape measure day for me to figure out exactly what where we're at as a program. But I do think that with even my lack of racing this year and lack of I'm gonna have some rust on me a little bit and got to get back in the flow of things. And even during the race, there's gonna be things that I'm gonna have to pick back up on as I go. But yeah, I just, the mindset's a little different. I worked on myself a lot this off season. I worked on a lot of things mentally, physically, and try to get myself as a better human and race car driver, and most importantly, a good dad. I've never been a dad before, so I'm learning that as I go. And that's the most important thing in my life right now. So racing's kind of on the back seat, but this weekend's extremely important to me. It's my first time racing with a son, and I just I want it to go well, and I want to I want to see it. I'm excited to get out there. I haven't raced in a while. I haven't been in a race car other than to test this year, and testing's cool, but it just ain't the same. So, with all that being said, it's just here we are. There's just not a bunch more bullshitting I can do. There's not a lot of stories or videos to make or whatever at this point. It's time to go.
But to do it.
And it's time to go. So it's that's where I'm at. That's where my head's at. Maybe I feel like I've been a little, maybe missing a little bit or not, not being around as much here lately. And that's not really with intention. That's just where I'm at. My focus is on one thing in my life right now, and I'm excited to see what happens. So I don't know where it's going to take us, but I know we're going to give it hell. And before we give it hell on Saturday, we have a little party on Friday night at the Third Turn Speedway.
We got some hell raising to do.
Yeah, there's some hell raising going on. So the Shitty Cooler Showdown, the Cars Tour Shitty Coolers Caution sponsor. I'm sure you guys have heard it. They make coolers and all sorts of cool swag. I mean, you guys know what Shitty Coolers is, and they are sponsoring the showdown at Third Turn Speedway for the car store, and we are going to have driver races. Let me just pull it up real quick because I can tell you all exactly what we're going to have. There's going to be obviously races with the cars tour drivers, but there's going to be spotter features. There's going to be tech officials versus crew chiefs. There's going to be a better half feature. There's going to be a cars tour driver feature, obviously, like I said. And then after we're done racing, which should be around 8 o'clock or something like that, we're going to just get back, relax, and enjoy a beverage and listen to some music. There's going to be some food trucks around. Me and Moonhead are doing the live pit reporting. I don't know if there's broadcasting going on or really what the deal is, but there's all sorts of stuff going on, and we're doing some pit reporting. We're going to have me and, obviously, you guys know Moonhead. He's a character himself. So if you guys want to come have a good time and want to see a little bit of the Wilkesboro life, Friday night's a perfect opportunity to do it. There's no admission fee other than bring a non-perishable if you can. It's not absolutely required if there's no possible way for you to get one. But if you are able to pick up a can of Campbell's soup or something really simple while you're at the grocery store, gas station, Dollar General, or wherever you shop at tomorrow,
potted meat, beanie weenie,
grab you something and bring it. And we're going to donate it all to North Wilkesboro Food Bank and help the community out a little bit that are struggling and need the help, because there's a whole lot bigger things than damn racing and racing go-karts and partying that we need to take care of first and foremost. So rather than worrying about entry prices and all that bullshit, we are just going to take some non-perishables and give it back to the community and help the people that really need it, because there's a lot of people out there that need it. And it gives us a reason to celebrate our pre-race party. Obviously, a lot of us drivers have a big day the next day, so there's only going to be so much throttle applied. But as far as the racing goes, I'm sure the racing will be phenomenal. We're racing rental carts with tech guys and crew chiefs, which should be awesome.
It might be the best race.
The tech guys are going to beat the shit out of the crew chiefs because they are tired of their bullshit. There's a couple crew chiefs in particular that may not be safe out there.
Yeah, so, Gary's going to full send on everybody.
I've got all my money on Gary. Every damn dollar I got's on Gary. I hope they sell Gary shirts because I'm going to wear one. He's my pick. The driver's feature, I don't think I'm racing. I think I'm just a pit reporter. But if I do race, by God, I'm racing.
I'm out of commission.
I'm racing with my heart on my sleeve, and I'm doing it for y'all. No prisoners. Just gonna go ahead and let you know. But if I'm an announcer, and I'll do it gladly. I don't know if this is foreshadowing future opportunities or not, but I'm taking the pit reporting with stride, and I do think I will enjoy doing it, especially at my home go-kart track. So. It'll be fun. So if you guys are not able to make it, I'm sure there'll be a lot of content out. But if you can, come on out. Bring a non-perishable if you don't mind. It'd be really cool to fill up a big old tote and send it out and help people out because tough time, man. It cost me damn $20 for 2 biscuits at Bojangles this morning, and I was like, God
almighty, what'd you get?
2 bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit combos.
With extra bacon and cheese or what?
No. It was $20 after tax. Over $20, like $22.30.
Did you say, excuse me?
No, each combo is like $9.95 and plus tax.
Oh, well, see, you didn't say that. You didn't say the combo part. You just said 2 bacon, egg, and cheese.
No, I did say. I said I got bow rounds, but still, bow rounds and drinks makes it go from $10 to $22. God dang. I'm gonna start growing corn, some shit. Eat corn for breakfast. Because this shit ain't gonna work. I ain't got time for all that. It'd take a damn $22 my ass. So anyways, non-perishables, bring them. We need them. Damn biscuits, $22, obviously. So, yeah, man, great episode. I've had fun talking to y'all. It's been a while, I know, but we've had shit going on, and I'm glad to finally be back in a race car this weekend. Brandon, I know you're excited too. I'm sorry to take up the mic time here, but
no, man. Hey, I'm glad to have you back. We've talked about it. There's obviously been a lot of hype around it. Like me and you talked about, you were kind of like I felt bad for you because I don't think anybody, including myself, was looking more forward to May than you, because of obviously, like you said, life happens, and that was going to be your first opportunity this year, and obviously Mother Nature had other plans for all of us. So
yeah, I didn't
it's
prepare to not race.
Yeah, it's been a long awaited postponement, so to speak,
no doubt.
and so we're both ready to rip, but I can honestly say I know nobody in that garage is probably ready to let her eat more than you. So, I know for all of our viewers and everybody, we appreciate you guys listening to this, and I'm most excited. Like I said, Wilkesboro is always a good time. Obviously, Dylon has more personal ties there than I do, but I kind of do call it a second home. Obviously my family owns a business in town up there, and a lot of great people up there, and we've been able to meet a lot of great people up there, and a lot of the local businesses help each other out up there. And so like Dylon said, please, if you are coming or attending, or even if you're a fan and you're coming, if you want to donate an extra perishable item, please feel free. Yeah. A lot of people in need right now, and it's a great thing that the tour is doing.
$22.
Yeah, I mean,
we don't need some non-perishables.
And go to your local. One more little plug, real quick. This is just me that I was paying attention to the event flyer for Friday night. Go to the local IGA, folks, in Wilkesboro. They, as long as you go in there and purchase a perishable item, will match it.
Oh,
so please go to the local IGA up there in Wilkesboro to buy your perishable item if you're coming through that way.
It's on the way in.
Yeah.
Sure. If you're coming down 420, just get off the Speedway Road exit and the, Statesville Speedway Road exit, and that way you can go by the IGA. They'll match it there. It's on the way in. Super easy. Holly Mountain IGA. I guess that's the one that's doing it, right?
Yeah, the one up there. Yep.
Yeah, so Holly Mountain IGA. Go there, grab you a couple non-perishables and some beer. Come on to the racetrack. Come hang out, and man, it'll be a great time. I don't obviously, if you guys are sticking around for the race on Saturday, that's the big show. That's what we're promoting for Friday night, obviously. But Friday night's gonna be fun. It's the first time we've put the racetrack to the test with like a kind of a big event, or the go-kart track to a test with a big event. So it's going to be neat. I'm going to kind of have to play the owner role, I guess, also the pit reporter role. So I'll
probably just be on my normal stand.
Yeah, I'll
good old corner work.
But we'll see. I don't know. I might be a driver, might be a pit reporter. I don't know. But we're all in. Either way, we're gonna have a great time. I can't wait to see everybody. It's been a while. I feel like I've been locked in a cave for 6 months. Since Caraway, really. I haven't raced since then. So I'm excited to see everybody again. I'm excited to get out some much needed aggression or whatever that's been built up. I haven't got to race. The anticipation, I should say, not necessarily aggression, but excited for what's to come, and we'll be seeing you guys next time. But before we get off here, got to thank our sponsor, GeoCut Laser and Powder. GeoCutFabrication.com. You can go there and order on-demand laser cut parts online with a few clicks of the mouse. Fast lead times with no minimum orders. Again, that's GeoCutFabrication.com. You can go there, get all sorts of stuff like we talked about earlier. Fire pits with your custom logo in it, all the way to rear clips and damn everything else you need. Fender braces, it don't matter. Custom carbon fiber hood pins and stuff. Well, I don't know if he does carbon, but anything, tons of stuff. Unlimited. Except for I don't know if he does carbon. I think that's a different process. I was just making that. I was thinking
that's what I'm looking at.
I was thinking of cool things you could make.
Yeah.
And hood pins was the coolest thing I could come up with in my head, because
for all of you,
I don't have hood pin cards.
Yeah. For all of you who think I was ignoring Dylon, I was trying to do some quick
research.
Scrolling to see. Yeah.
Little research. So, nothing wrong with research. Yeah, GeoCutFabrication.com.
I've yet to find it, but I'm not saying that means Adam doesn't. But hey, bring it to him. I'm sure he'd be more than happy to do it.
Oh yeah, he's definitely got a router that can cut out some cool ass shapes out of very hard materials, including metal, and mostly metal, obviously. So go there, GeoCutFabrication.com. Don't forget, fast lead times with no minimum orders. Very important in today's world. No minimum orders. Anyways, guys, we appreciate y'all. We'll be talking to y'all next week on the North Wilkesboro recap. It's been fun. I can't wait to. Hopefully, we'll be celebrating. I think we might be.
Yeah, man.
Never know.
It'd be.
We'll be celebrating something, whether it's top 10s, wins, or damn big old beer drinks. Either way, we'll be celebrating. See y'all later. See you next time. Peace out.